So, military tries out fish as underwater spies by Oliver Perez. So, in the ocean, fish give off different frequencies and noises when they come in contact with unfamiliar or threatening objects. So, the military is trying to enhance this and use this as a way of surveillance.
For my presentation, I could have chosen more aesthetically pleasing pictures than the ones I have now. They could have been funnier or just been eye candy and relay the point very well, and could have been much better than the ones I have now. The ones I have are very boring, but also relay the point, but they could have been better.
So they could find an area where there's meant to be no motion in like an enemy territory, and they could use these animals to pick up their sound waves and their frequencies and know that there is enemy submarines or missiles in that area.
During the presentation, I should try to speak more slowly and enunciate my words more clearly so that the audience can actually understand and listen to my presentation without having any questions or being confused. This could also help me with not getting tongue-tied and could flow more fluidly throughout the presentation and have less mistakes and errors.
So right now we use sonar technology, which could be very expensive and has to be replenished and cleaned. If we use fish, they would go undetected by the enemy ships, and would also be an easier way because they would produce and clean themselves, and then we would be a far distance away and be able to pick up that data without being close to the enemy.
During the presentation, I should also try to control my movement and positioning during the presentation. So now I was swaying a lot and being very distracting towards the audience with my movement, and I was not facing directly at them the entire time. I was facing more towards the board, so I could try to position myself to face more towards the class and also be more calm and still with my movement so it could be less distracting and that the audience could pay more attention to my presentation.
So certain animals have different frequencies and sounds. So like this is a snapping shrimp. It gives us a very high-pitched, high-noise sound that can be heard from many miles away. So this can give us the advantage that we need because we could be miles away while we know exactly where the enemy is. So we could use appropriate steps to take action towards taking them out. So in conclusion, fish would be a great idea to use as an advantage towards military purposes.
Okay, all right.